everyone. Thanks for joining me. I'm Megan Benanti, and this is Rise and Shine. So today's question for our tarot is, what do I need to focus on to make my relationship amazing? And I thought that would be a great question. It's Valentine's week, but some of you are just getting this whenever you need this message, and that's okay too. But I was going to focus on love a bit this month because it's that month. So that's what we think about in February. So let's take a look at our charms. I'm going to pull 3, you pick one, and then that reading will apply for you. Okay, first charm is the Director's Chair. So, next charm is a cookie jar with a cookie hanging out of it. There's cookies everywhere. And let's see what our last charm is. A butterfly. Okay. So you're either going to pick the Director's Chair, the cookie jar, or the butterfly. Whichever one speaks to you, just don't overthink it. And we'll find that connection that works. So I'm going to read for the Director's Chair first. And so you guys listen up, and this reading will apply to you. Those of you that have either the cookie jar or the butterfly can scooch ahead in the video. And just look for images or the questions underneath, because I'll be posting all that. Before you do that though, let me go over some of the questions I'll be answering. That way you know what we're going to be kind of tackling today. So, what is the problem that I need to work through, if there is one? And how can I heal this particular situation? What do I need to understand about this relation that I'm not currently clear on? And then what does my partner most want or need from me? And then finally, how will I be happiest in this partnership moving forward? And so those will be some good questions we can look at and find some answers to that are going to help you on your divine life path. And so you can live your most fulfilling life possible. All right, so now I'm going to do the Director's Chair reading. Okay, so first off, okay, so some of you, the Director's Chair, let's talk about that a bit, because that is, we want to be the director. We want to be in charge. But it's also a place of rest, as well as responsibility. And so, maybe you want to be the person in charge. And kind of direct where the relationship is going and that kind of thing. Or maybe you feel forced to be that person in charge, and that isn't necessarily easy either. So the problem that we need to work through, for some of you, it might be your partner's mother. For the rest of you, it might be maybe mothering your partner too much, being too much of a nurturer in there, and just give, and you're not really getting anything back. We have Empress energy here, and Empresses are very yes people. So those of you with children, though, you might be just feeling super exhausted from the kids and like, I don't have any energy left to give to my relationship. That's what the problem is. And so think about it. So where can you conserve energy? I mean, sometimes with kids, when they're little, it is hard, flat out hard. But do we stay up drinking wine? Do we stay up watching TV? Are we really going to bed at a reasonable time? I mean, sometimes with laundry and stuff, you just can't. It feels impossible. But I want you to start pulling together time as your most precious value. How are you going to take care of you? Because I would acknowledge that you're probably feeling run down in this relationship a bit, and needing more back. And honestly, I think your partner wants to be part of that for you. He wants to give back, or she wants to give back. I have Knight of Pentacles here, and they might not even know, as I look at this particular image where she's kissing his hand and he's kind of looking off in the distance like, yeah, whatever, I just killed a dragon, I'm cool. So, your partner might be a little bit oblivious because they're also working hard, and that is part of our lives. Most families or relationships, both of you work. And so, it's going to be a balance. So I want you to take care of you, and it's not just about doting on the other person, which is what she's doing here. And sometimes doting is a little too much. nothing wakes your partner up like stepping back and not having time to give to them. And they're like, hey, what, you need something from me, or I want something from you. I'm not getting what I used to be getting. And it's okay. We all have to take a little bit of time for ourselves. All right, so what do you need to understand that you're currently not clear on? Oh, I love this for you. Okay, so we have Two of Wands, and this is ownership of yourself. You have a stake in this relationship, and it's about a partnership. It's about two people. So give yourself credit. Know that you really have a right for the way that you feel, and your partner will step up and honor that. And if they don't, then there's something really big wrong there, and that's what you need to see. Sometimes they just need a little nudge, because everybody gets in their own groove and they're not really paying attention, especially when they're in their comfort zone. And it's interesting because I'm looking at this. What does your partner need from you? Forgiveness. They need you. I feel like they actually do need you to step back a little bit and maybe take care of other things in your life besides just them. And that's pretty powerful. And maybe you might need some, in this case too, you might need an acknowledgement from your partner that they can give you permission to be free to be who you are. And I know that's like, well, I'm not that person. And who would put up with that? But you know what? We put up with it all the time. And part of being in a relationship is understanding what your partner needs. And when we bow down to that over and over again, sometimes they don't realize that we're not taking care of ourselves. So I feel like in some ways you need to really have a conversation with your partner about that. You need to take some more you time. And I think that they're going to be very supportive of that. They just haven't been fully aware. Okay, and then moving forward, how are you going to be happiest in this relationship or in this partnership moving forward? We've got the World, which is a level of attainment. To me, this is like winning the gold medal in the Olympics card. So it's like, yes, we've done it. And actually the World to me is also about having really good, healthy boundaries. And so it's being able to be vulnerable and totally open about who you are, but also set good, healthy boundaries for yourself. So I really think that you can tackle this. I love that you picked the director's chair because you're ready to take charge of your life. And you were on the cusp of already talking about this with your partner, I can tell. You just needed to get the words out, and I hope this pushes you through to take that next level. Okay, so that was our director's chair. Let us take a look at our cookie people. So the cookie jar, we are overflowing with chocolate chip cookies. And do we have another one in there, or is that a recipe? Maybe a peanut butter cookie. I don't think you're short on any cookies. And we even have one that's like dangling on, because I know I would probably have to pick this one. I tend to be a baked goods mama. Cookies, pies, cakes, just can't get enough of that stuff. It's gonna be the death of me, like literally, because sugar in the end will kill us all, right? So, all right, cookie people, let's see what we've got for you. Sorry, this deck doesn't shuffle very well anymore. It's about 20 years old, so it's kind of like shuffling carpets. All right, cookie people. Oh, well, very cool. So I asked what problem you need to work through to make your relationship amazing. And it's about closure for you. And, we think about the cookies, maybe you always want it to be sweet and perfect and delicious. And we think about, cookies are so good in our mouth and so bad for our bodies. And so maybe there's a connection here that we need to look at for you guys. And know that I'm gonna be reading this like step by step, so I don't have the answers, like all the answer. I'm like just going as I go through. For you cookie people, This is about leveling up a little bit. And so maybe there's been an argument that you need closure on, or some forgiveness there that you just need to be done and let go and move to the next level. Whether this is with a current relationship, or if you've been thinking about really breaking up with this person, then this might be the time for that. And as we look at healing it, I have death in reverse. And this is a really complicated death card. We have a lot of people in this image. So there's a lot going on here. And it's not just about you, but I would say there's definitely some feelings of being stuck. Like you're not sure where to go with this relationship anymore. And I think you focus on the parts that have been really sweet and delicious for you. But you know, cookies in the end are not a full meal. They're not fully satisfying at the deeper levels of our life. So there's maybe some things that you need to question and step a little deeper into right now. You've got some big pivotal changes here with both the World and with Death. Those are major arcana cards. And so you're looking at the evolution of your soul. So, you know, rather than a short-term fix, what does your soul need? What does your soul most deeply want? You will have we will meet many soulmates in our life, so don't worry about that. We've got plenty of soulmates. They will come through for us whenever we're supposed to be with them. And if you've just been a little bit of an argument or a tiff and you guys are working through it, then try to allow yourself to not get stuck in the past so that you guys can keep moving forward. Okay, cookie people. So what do you most need to understand that you're not really clear on? This is a little of a doozy. You got Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So maybe you're not clear that you've got an opportunity for a new beginning, or maybe you just don't want it. And if you're thinking about getting back together with this person too, they want to be back together with you. That is part of this as well, that they're saying we have an Ace of Pentacles in reverse and we have an Ace of Cups next to it. So they want to be with you. And I see reasons why you're hesitant. And there might have been involvement of other people here. Both World and Death are very social cards. If there weren't, though, maybe you've established new boundaries for yourself that are going to be important in allowing you to be in this relationship so that you can move forward. And I know I'm not trying to be vague. I'm reading for a lot of you out there, and I have set my prayers and intentions, so I've got to be able to connect and speak the language that's connecting for you personally today. So I do have to touch on some other people as we go through this. So for some of you, you know, maybe you just don't want to be single right now, or you're really not sure if this is the right person for you. I will say your partner thinks that you're the right person for them. And you still have a choice that you need to make about this situation, because this isn't easy for you. There's definitely complications in here. If you want to be with this person, the best thing you can do to be happy with this person moving forward is find forgiveness. And again, I have Seven of Swords in reverse, which is really about making amends and forgiving and moving on. Traditionally, this is our theft card. So if we're not being a thief, we're letting it go. We're figuring it out, we're making it right and putting things back together. You have two cards of closure, you have two cards of new beginnings, and you have forgiveness. So you have this opportunity if this is the relationship you want. Also know you can always walk away and start fresh and allow that forgiveness to be of yourself, because in the end, we are the person that we're responsible for. We cannot control our partner. And if this person isn't right for you, or you don't feel that you can move past this, allow that. That is okay. Sometimes we find some things for us on a personal level are not forgivable. Okay, so cookie jar people, I know you were thinking you were picking the sweet sugary one. But we really think we need, what I'm seeing for you is this is about substance and long term. And you're like, I don't want a quick fix. I want to make sure this is right for me. So that's diving deep into beyond cookies and into something very satiating for you. So, okay, now let's look at our butterfly people and we'll see what we've got here. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Please feel free to subscribe, to share them, to ask a question. I'm always looking for good questions to go deeper. And you know what? If I do one a week, that's 52 questions I have to have a year. So I don't want to start repeating them. Come up with new ideas for me. Shoot me a text, leave me a comment, whatever works. Okay, butterfly people, let's see what we have for you. Okay. So with your relationship, the first thing you're kind of wondering is like, where are we going with this? Like, what are we doing here? And, you know, I see you wanting the goal. You want to know short-term, mid-term, long-term, like what's happening. And you're feeling really uncertain about this partnership. And this is that lunar energy. We've got the moon in reverse. But we've got that paired with the Knight of Pentacles again, which showed up here in this same place earlier for our first reading. And so as far as healing this situation, you know, something about the Knight of Pentacles is he's not fast moving. He's just taking life as it comes. He's staying on course. It's like, okay, this is what I'm doing. Take it easy. You don't have to plan out the rest of your life with this person today. And you think about the butterfly, so that's, you know, that's metamorphosis. It's the evolution through all 4 stages. And so you're thinking about this relationship in stages, but I don't know that your partner is at that place. And so there's something to navigate there. And as we go through this, we'll look more at that, if this is really what you want. This particular knight is fully armored, and we do have the woman is kissing his hand. So she's kind of like doting over him a little bit. And, you know, I think that's one of the things that's like, well, you know, am I going to keep on giving and not necessarily getting anything back? Well, let's see what we see here about this relationship for you. So what do you need to understand that's not clear for you? I'm not sure. I'm so sorry, but I don't really think your partner really wants to be in this relationship. Or maybe you don't. One of you is not fully in this. And we had 2 of Cups in reverse. And if you know this card, this is one of the relationship cards. And this is a fascinating deck because the guy, I have to show you again, look, he's hiding behind the tree. And he looks a bit like a scallywag. I mean, we just see a little bit of him and he's like, he's a little sketchy looking. So, I think, you know, you've been questioning, I'm not sure my partner's really in the game. You're right. That's what's showing up here. And this is the part that you haven't been clear on. So, so there's your confirmation. This person is not 100% in, and you have to decide if you want to continue to put up with that. Your partner adores you. And well, if you're female, your partner adores you. But I will say we do have a Queen of Wands here. It could be someone else that your partner also adores. Maybe there's another woman or another person in the scene. I'm sorry, I say woman. I know it certainly could be a man or a queen, whatever works. But there could be someone else in there. But I do feel like part of the commitment is they want you to be present for them. They love who you are. You spend time on making yourself presentable and beautiful, and you're charismatic and you're interesting, and they love all these things about you. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to commit to you. And I think that's where the issue is. If you're really seeking a commitment, you know, you're spending all this time as the butterfly transforming your energy and elevating yourself for someone who's maybe not giving back in the same way. And your future card, like where are you going to be happiest moving forward with this person? We got Two of Swords in reverse. And this is a tough card, as swords often are, because when we start thinking about things, it gets difficult. Because we're looking at right and wrong. And when we look at duality with two, we're looking at black and white and opposing life forces. You know, this is, we have the force and we have the dark side. So, in Two of Swords, it is an unresolved situation. Meaning, not that you can't make up your mind, but you're going to have to make up your mind. Like, I don't think your partner is going to go anywhere because they're getting the goods. They're really happy with the way this relationship is. But if you want to feel like you're in a committed relationship, then this might be one you're going to have to walk away from. And you're looking at it and it's like, it's a no-win. There's pros and cons no matter what you do. And that is the pits. I know that. But you have to decide what is going to make you happiest, what is most fulfilling for you. And the thing with relationships to remember is that we always love better. We love more deeply. And so even if this current one, if he or she, doesn't work out, there will be someone else and you will love that person more deeply. And maybe sometimes if you step away from a relationship and you give it breathing room, the other person wakes up and goes, oh my God, I cannot live without this person anymore. So, so they really step up their game. And I've seen that happen multiple times over the years. So, but for right now, I do think you taking a pause and deciding what you really want from this other person and holding true, knowing what their capabilities are and what they have to offer, and just be really honest with yourself about that, because you need to be able to fly free and be this magical butterfly that can go everywhere and do everything that you want to do. You know, butterflies travel the world, and you need to be able to have that personal expansion and expression for yourself. So, so that's it for today, guys. I hope that helps you on your journey. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see you again next week. Again, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much. Bye.